Yeah. The internet, boy. Yeah. But you know what? I saw how my baby, man, girl, love of my life, right? The gang stalking program was using her or they always could use her a little bit, just enough for her to get by with her family and all that stuff because it's a family type of thing. And I love the family. I know they watch this. I don't got nothing against them, especially the guy who drives red truck. That's my dog, man. But so I saw her in in Spring Lake and a lot of other places, Grand Haven, and I saw again John Wayne. Again, that's the man right there. That's her father. That's my man. That's the main man right there. Boy, if it wasn't for him, she wouldn't be here. So I got nothing bad to say about John Wayne. But I saw how the gang stalking program wanted to manipulate the situation of her being amongst the family. If she wasn't with that family and she was with a different family, it'd be the other family. If there was no family at all, and it was just her, they'd be trying to manipulate her with, in essence, by herself. But I noticed I never spoke up or tried to speak to her or nothing when we were out there, and they had her, driving by me and all this stuff, and they tried to the gang stalking program pair up with these different guys. I never tried to interfere. The reason why I never tried to interfere is I wanted to see what she would do. I wanted to see does she care about me or not. And no matter what, every single time they really want her to do something that they perceive that really hurt me, she'd never do it. She just never went for it. And that's why, that's my baby, man. I have trust in her. I believe in her. I have a lot of trust in her and faith in her because even though I wasn't able to talk to her, she was still, she was still just there, grinding out, even to right now. It's a fucking baby, man. Love of my life. She's just not going to go for it. And so, the gang stalking program is going to have to get out of the way, man. I love the family. I know the family's in the mix of it all, but man, eventually, see, what it is me and her are going to be together no matter what. It's going to happen. It's just a matter of time. It's just a matter of time before it completely manifests. And what I'm saying is the gang stalking program just isn't on that level. You know what I mean? That's my baby. I love her, and she won't let the gang stalking program interfere. Our hearts are fucking deeply connected. And the family knows that. If the father's watching this or the mother's watching this, or I'm sure even the brother knows, and she definitely knows if she's watching it, she definitely knows. But so that's just what it is, it's just, and I backed up, man. I backed out the way, and I wanted to see what the program could do. And she went all that time. The program just can't touch, it's like MC Hammer can't touch this, the program can't touch it. And so at this point, at this point, somehow we've been able to communicate without talking, and I've been able to see that I make her extremely happy, but at the same time, she just doesn't want to have anything to do with the gang stalking program. She really doesn't want anything to do with any other guys. If she had her choice, I know I'd be number one. And I'm a man, so I look at different women and stuff like that. But as soon as, when I saw she was really happy, I was like, oh man, that's great. That's my baby. She's happy. But then when I saw that she was uncomfortable. She wanted to be with me. She was kind of sad by it. I was just like, man, I gotta, that's my baby, man. She stops the show. Everybody else, that's fucking baby, man. When she pops up on the scene, everybody else has to get out of the way, man. I don't put no other women. She comes first. And she knows that. She's number one. And so we're just gonna have to grind this out and find a way through this, man. And going back to my research, I met her right before I started my research. I mean, I had been doing my research already throughout my life, but right before I started doing my interviews, I met her, and then and I even brought her up in the first interview I did, right? I did an interview with Daryl Anka, who is actually the nephew of Paul Anka, the famous musician. And I had brought her up in the interview saying I had met a girl down the street that had red hair. And at the time, I didn't know. And even in the interview, the guy said, "You'll see." I said, "What does it mean?" He said, "You'll see. We don't want to spoil your surprises." And so at the time, I really, I'm just looking like, okay, whatever. But then now I see she's been like somehow connected to every major thing that's happened, especially in the last year. Especially in the last year, it wasn't until I was texting my friend on the phone, talking to my friend on the phone until she came up, and then you guys, the parents, through the program and stuff, the program had went through the family to have her drive with the red car and stuff like that. And at that time, she was laughing and giggling. I remember I was outside and she saw me, and she was laughing and stuff like that. Gosh, she has the most beautiful smile. And at the time, it's all innocent. And then it wasn't until the late summer that I had got aggravated and I got really angry. And I think a lot of things were being used, like electronical weapons stuff, were being used against me. But that's no excuse for what had happened. I didn't mean any of those things I said, and I think the family knows that. But I didn't mean any of those things. I don't know. I think what it was the gang stalking program was like I was changing as a person, and all the stuff that I had processed was breaking out, and it just came out in that way. But then the wintertime came, and that's when everything had started. And then now, man, I mean, that's just baby, man. I gotta have my baby, man. That's all there is to it. I love the mother, I love the father, but me and her are gonna somehow be able to grind this out, so we can be together, man. That's my only interest is her happiness. That's it. Her happiness and her safety. And I know the father's like, well, what can you do for her? You're just, or whatever. I mean, I'll dig ditches for her, man. That's a baby, boy. So, that's what it is, man. But as far as the gang stalker program goes, and as far as everything that's happened, the funny thing, again, going back to my research on the 1960s and 70s, I studied all this stuff that happened in the 1960s and 70s, and I have found out a lot of stuff that people just don't know. There's a lot of things I know about that I've never really talked about, not just because it's dangerous, just because I don't think most people would be able to know the concepts of it. And after all that, studying all my research and my conspiracy, she has been the most breakthrough thing I've had, because the ultimate, if you go back to the 1960s and you study everything, good and bad and all that stuff, from the beginning, from 1960 to 1969, no, I wouldn't, you could put the 70s in there too, yeah, but from 1960 to 1969, the ultimate answer really is, if you don't have love, you don't have anything. And that's true. If you go back to what the hippies were saying, or what black people, the different black groups were saying, or any group, Hispanic, or even a lot of the right-wing conservative people, I'm sure will agree, at the right-wing conservative people at that time, by the end of the 60s, it was obvious that the ultimate message was, that's it. If you don't have love, you don't have anything. That's my fucking baby, man. So she ended up being the answer to all my research and stuff. And I just, I know eventually there's going to come a day. It might not be today, but eventually there will be a day soon where me and her will be able to talk. God's going to put it into manifestation, because this isn't man's realm. Again, her father, John Wayne, that's my main man, If it wasn't for him, she wouldn't be here. But man, I love your daughter, man. I'd do anything for her, And so, I do jumping jacks with alligators for her, man. And so, God's just gonna have to, God's gonna find a way to make this work. And the gang stalking program just has nothing in that, man. The gang stalking program is just really small, and their job is to gang stalk, man. She can, I want to see her, have her come out, talk to me, and shine a flashlight at me and stuff that's cool, man. The gang, that's all good. Ain't nobody worried about that. I'm just saying, as far as me and her sharing love and talking and being happy, man, we both want that, man. We both want that. And the gang stalking program is gonna have to move, man. There was a point a couple weeks ago, about a week and a half ago, a couple weeks ago, where it seemed like I was just okay, if you're not gonna do anything, you're not gonna come talk to me or whatever. You keep riding by me, and I know you're happy to see me, and we want to be together, but what can we do? Then I realized the pressure she's under. I realized, it wasn't until that point that I really realized she just can't, it's beyond what she can do, is the pressure of it within the family dynamic, And you know, so I said, you know what, man, that's my fucking baby, man. I gotta stop the show for her. And so that's what we're doing. We're just stopping the show, and we're, you know what I mean? We're stopping the show, and the show won't go on until I have my baby, boy. That's what it is. You know, she's number one, and so, you know, and she knows it. If she's watching this, if she knows that she's watching it, she knows it. And I know her, man. I can tell out of a crowd of people just because of her, mainly because of her cheeks, so her nice, pretty cheeks. But the gang stalking program, they try to use all kinds of females that look like her. And for one thing, she's not afraid of me. And so a lot of times the females they'll use will come around. Not all, half, a lot of them will even seem like they like me. You know, they don't know me, but they'll see me and they'll seem like, you know, they might even want to talk to me. But I know they're not her though. I can tell the difference. And then a lot of them will seem like afraid, like, damn, who is this guy? Why do I got to do this? And they'll seem afraid. See, she's not afraid of me. So I know that right there. I know that's not her right there. So I can tell immediately. I can tell like that. If it's a female, they try to look like her. It's just her spiritual aura, man. Like me and her, just if she's around me and she's doing something at the program, wants her to do the family, she looks like all the life out of her left, and she just looks extremely unhappy. I'm just like, man, that's my baby, man. She's too beautiful to be going through all that, you know. Beautiful inside and out, boy. You know, and so. You know, that's just what it is, man. And yesterday, I was outside yesterday. I saw the mother up there on the deck with, you know, with the daughter. You know, not my baby, but the other one, the blonde hair one, man. I saw him up there, and I'm just like, man, why can't I bring my fucking baby out there, boy? Put the program down for a minute. Let her come out there and let her just come out. If you won't even let her come out to the street, let her talk to me from the deck. That'd be fine by itself, man. Let her come talk to me from the deck. You know? John Wayne's daughter. So, that's what it is, man. Her brother got the same laugh as her, man. The guy who drives the red truck, the guy who drives the red truck, he has the same laugh and smile. When I see him laugh, it just reminds me of her, man. So much, man. And you know, we gotta put something together, man. She you know, just let her come outside and just walk around. Give her that permission that it's okay. There's nothing wrong. The gang stalking program, me and her are gonna be together no matter what, and she knows it. We both know it. But better sooner than later, man. Better sooner than later. That's the love of my life, man. So this is, you know, and so the people out there watching this, oh, this is a situation where that's my baby. The gang stalking program is trying to somehow make it so other people close to her and around her don't want her, you know, convey that it's maybe not be good for her to be with me or whatever because of the dying. But that's my baby, man. I love her and everybody else around her, man. So whoever the gang stalking program's got to move out of the way, man. You know, I gotta have my baby, so it's gonna happen. It might not happen today, but it will happen soon. And you know, we're too deeply connected, man. But we're both too deeply connected. I'm more connected to her. We're not even on talking terms, and we're still just deeply connected. And so that's just what it is. That's just what it is.